Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you today. Welcome along. I am sharing a new 3 new scrapbook layout with you today. Firstly, for my new products, I've got these two Vicky Bouton frames. I'm going to call this a new product even though it is pretty well loved. It's still fairly new. And then I've got this 12x12 DCWV paper pad that I picked up at Spotlight, which is super pretty and I have not used very much at all. So time to get to it. I've got an older model stencil, some Vicky Bouton paste and a sticker book. Now, as much as lately I've been trying to create in 12x12, I still find myself being drawn to 9x12. For whatever reason, I just seem to be enjoying this single photo layout where I'm creating in a 9x12 structure, and it's working for me at the moment. So you know what? I am rolling right along with it. So today's share is one of those 9x12 layouts. I have taken a piece of white cardstock for my background. I've got this funny little photo which I thought would look kind of cute in a frame, so one of those Vicky Bouton frames, and I'm going to firstly trim off a piece of patterned paper, and what I want to do is I want this to sort of show with a little bit of white border around the outside. Now, if you've watched any of my videos in the past, you may notice that I'm not much of a measurer. I like to eyeball things, so I like to just simply place it on my cutter and cut it according to how I visualize it. I don't necessarily measure to make sure there's an even amount of space. I'm not that structured with my scrapbooking, so I eyeballed the amount of patterned paper that I wanted in the background and then went ahead and just simply cut it. Now, the other thing I want to say at the moment is that I'm being quite strict with myself about glue. So normally I would have used double-sided tape on this frame to actually attach it to my photo, but I have pulled out some albums lately and a lot of my embellishments seem to be falling off pages. So I am being a bit more strict about using tacky glue. I am not super fussed on the type that I use. I just pick up some acid-free craft glue, tacky glue from my local discount store, and I just use that on pretty much everything. It just adds that little bit of extra adhesion and gives you that sort of better finish long term. All right, now I decide that I'm going to combine a little bit of teal in the background here. So I have the sort of turquoise teal Vicky Bouton paste, and I want to bring that into this pretty background with the maroon sort of dark kind of color. So I pull out my circle cutters, cut myself a circle, and then I also need to sort of separate and bring in the more square or lines of the layout. So I'm going to cut out another strip and I'm going to lay that across the top. And I'm starting to get a bit happier with this now. It's coming together better. I decide that I'm going to stitch the little circle. So off camera, I have pulled out my sewing machine, and just with some black stitching, I just stitched around the edges. Then I'm going to add paste, and I want my paste to kind of be as a diamond. So I want it to be quite sort of widespread across where the circle's going to go, and then I want it to come into a sort of a point at the top and bottom of the page. So you can see I haven't covered the whole thing in paste, and I allow it to dry, come back to it, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick all of these elements together. So essentially, gluing everything down, adding a few bits and pieces, making sure that I'm quite happy with how this is looking. This particular layout was really just for fun. I wasn't using a sketch. I didn't have a particular photo in mind. I just pulled 3 old supplies with 3 new supplies and wanted to sit down and create, get a photo done. I discovered recently that I'm a little bit behind in my 2022 kids albums. So some of these photos are a couple of years old, but that's what I'm working on, is the 2022s and getting those into albums so that I can actually start to work on some more current photos. Now, at the moment, I am simply just going through with my sticker book, and I get quite attached to these. I don't necessarily want to use up my stickers because they're so pretty, but in this stash busting 3 old 3 new series, it's got to happen, so I'm challenging myself to use up some supplies. All right, a few little stickers at the top, word stickers. I love little butterfly embellishments. I think they're super cute. I've got a little floral there. Yeah, just adding a few little embellishments, keeping it quite simple for this particular page. I found an extra sticker that fits in there just perfectly and matches the photo. So that's my layout done. I thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and of course, comments are always welcome.